everybody. Welcome. It is Friday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are back. We are back again. It is HWR's Hardcore Wrestling Radio's Four Corner Rants. And I am your host, Joseph Scoldren Knight. And we got quite a show for you guys. And it's a lot of things going on. You can see it on your screen. We've got a packed night. But before I do that, I'm going to kick off to the different crew. We got the HWR crew tonight. And here is first, she is the lovely but deadly and dangerous, the vicious vixen from Kentucky's Own Wrestling. She is Zoe Nightshade.
Oh, yeah, you know it. So excited to be back for another edition of Four Corner Rants. And also, if you guys want to check out KZW Wrestling, we will be live tomorrow in Williamsburg, Kentucky.
There you go. She's plugging shows, Rick. Plugging shows.
Of course.
Hey, they don't show up unless they know.
There you go. Buy the tickets. Speaking about...
Buy the tickets!
Yeah, I was going to say that. Speaking of which, he is the one and only incomparable one, Lance Moss. Lance, what's going on, bud? We had a fun time earlier today.
Oh, absolutely. Going to be doing more of them Friday afternoon shows. Not every Friday, but going to be doing more of those. But, yeah, and we actually, a lot of wrestling news broke during that.
Oh, yeah. Finally, let me introduce the warden of our insane asylum. He is the one and only Rick Head. Rick.
Hey, guys, what's up? All right. Time to get down to wrestling business.
All right. Speaking about wrestling business, we got news, rumors, and releases. So it's kind of crazy. We have a nice lineup. I'm going to talk about real quick. I need to bring this out. Poor Ruby Riott. I mean, here's a poor girl that's been abused by WWE. She's been jobbing to a lot of people. They forced them to job to the Bellas. She's been jobbing around the Rousey. I'm going to kick it off to you, Lance. Do you think she's going to get some compensation out of this?
She better. I mean, honestly, with her look, if it wasn't for Ronda Rousey, Ruby would have the belt by now. I mean, just the look she has, her talent, she's the head of a faction. It screams, give her the strap.
Oh, yeah. You know, I would love to see Nikki Cross in the Riot Squad. I think that would be freaking hilarious. You don't think so?
No, absolutely not. No.
There's only one faction she belongs in. And if it ain't with her brother's insanity, no other group of women could handle that little bit of hot and crazy.
There you go. Speaking about little hot and crazy, she is the vicious vixen. Come on, Zoe. What do you think about Ruby Riott?
Oh my God, like her receiving the WWE Women's Championship belt is way overdue. This girl is just extremely amazing in the ring and on the microphone. And it's rare that you have wrestlers nowadays who are good on both. Vince, sorry if you're listening, but you are a dumbass if you don't put the belt on this girl sometime soon.
Absolutely. Real quick before I go to the head boss himself. Over in the HWR chat room, we got Mrs. A, Carrie Allenbacker. How you doing, Mrs. A? She's from BC Games and More. You can check them out every Tuesday night at 9:30 here on Facebook. Just to give her the shout out. And Lance, it is Terry. He says, I'm here.
There he is.
I'm missing George. We got to get George on. I need my Castlevania guide.
Well, guys, I want to jump in here real quick about Ruby Riott. I'm sorry, but Nikki Cross. Honestly, I think at this point, her being in another stable would be a really bad move for her career right now. She needs to, define herself as a singles competitor. That's just my thoughts. I know, a lot of people disagree with me, but, to make yourself a name, if you don't start off with a roster, and especially if that roster fails, she needs to prove herself as a singles competitor. That simple.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You make a very valid point, Rick, and I'm glad you got in. I was going to click onto you, and I was like, thank God you voiced that, because you are 100% right. You know, I'm hoping that WWE does right, but usually when we see stuff like this where they sacrifice a worker, 9 times out of 10 they usually come out and give them something, like even if it's a short-term deal, they always give them like a little championship here and there, and probably push it. Speaking about championships, we've been seeing the push of the hugging boss, or the boss and hugs, or BB connection, whatever you want to call them, Sasha Banks.
The legit huggers, that's what it's called. I don't know.
Legit huggers. Oh God, no. Oh, my head hurts now. Well, they are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and they've been out doing promos. They've been out doing stuff. You know, if there's anything that I could say, Rick, the next champions will have to be the Riot Squad.
You know, right now the tag team's going on. Riot Squad could definitely be a good push, but also early reports this year said that Mandy Rose will be getting a push this year. So I don't know if that means Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose are going to split, or if they're going to start with tag teams. It's really right now, because the division is still warming up and things are still fresh. I'm not ready to make a call as who the next tag team champion should be in the women's division.
All right, let's go to you, Zoe. What do you think?
About the boss and hug connection?
Yeah.
They bore me. I don't like them. I just don't. Like, they're getting so much hype for basically nothing. For shaking their booty and for cocking their head side to side whenever they talk, Sasha, and giving everybody hugs. I mean, I don't know. I'd rather see more wrestling out than two.
Lance, you know, is it safe to say we could send Zoe with a steel chair and let her clock these two ladies?
Well, if you let Sonya Deville anywhere near Bailey in the Elimination Chamber, she clocked Bailey pretty damn good in there. But, but I still say Bailey got knocked the hell out.
Yeah, she did.
Anyway, I'd like to be the meat in the B&B sandwich. That's just me.
Okay. You know,
I'm kinky, damn it.
You know, if I wanted to be between two, I will have to say, give me Alexa Bliss and throw in Mandy Rose. Liv Morgan.
No, Joe, tell the truth. You want it to be Tamina and Nia.
No, I said I want to be between. I don't want to be squashed. If I got between those two girls, I'll be declared missing because I'll be stuck in Nia's flab somewhere.
Oh Jesus!
So, wait a minute. So, I'm hearing something.
Yep.
I'm hearing something.
Tell I'm the only girl in this group.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm hearing something. Somebody has just broke into the damn studio. Oh, no. You know, Lance, call security. We got somebody walking back and forth here. Quickly, everybody go to the HWR screen. We have Zoe. Looks like you got a fan out there. Security, please get this woman.
Oh my God. You did not.
Yes, he did.
All right.
All right.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Let's get this. Somebody get this woman out of here.
Joe designed it, but I endorse it.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, guys, let's move along for a second.
HWR security just escorted her out.
You know, guys, I wanted to talk about Roman Reigns, who is going to be making an appearance on Raw this Monday, where he's going to give an update regarding his battle with leukemia. WWE did confirm that WWE Champion Roman Reigns will be making an appearance on Raw. So, you know, back in December, Reigns was announced about that he had leukemia and dropped the Raw title. so he can focus on his illness. Guys, Roman Reigns showing up on Raw. Excuse me. This is either going to be very good or a very bad announcement. Joe, what are your thoughts?
Wow! They found a quick cure for leukemia! Holy cow! Damn! He's going to WrestleMania! Wow! Damn! Somebody, let's get the board of medical directors together, because Roman Reigns found the cure for leukemia. Alright, now, kidding aside, if he comes out and says, I'm going to WrestleMania, I'm definitely gonna freak out, and I'm gonna call it as it is. We already seen Jesse Smollett go through the hoaxes. Alright, now we're gonna see Roman Reigns. I hope that is not the case. I hope he's just gonna come out there and says, booyah! Alright, I'm getting, yeah, ooh-wah, I'm gonna be good. You know, I am in the road of recovery. And when the one person stands up and claps, say, good for you, and everybody else wakes up, it'll be alright. Like, at least if he does that. Now, if he goes out and starts saying, I'm going to, and he points to the sign and says, I'm going to WrestleMania, Rick, I'm calling it a hoax. I'm calling the whole thing, the whole leukemia bullshit, at what it was. So I'm hoping I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I'm going to toss that one back to you, Rick.
You know, a lot of people want to say that he was, was a kayfabe. Other people saying, it's real. And, honestly, I stand my ground. I think, obviously, it's legit. Because for WWE to mock a severe cancer, where it has killed millions, similar to other cancers that WWE supports, that's not going to look good at all with them. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see the stock drop like a heavy 10-pound of bricks is what I was trying to say. So I'm going to stick with that, and I'm not sure what he's going to say. He might say, you know what, guys, I don't know if I have to retire personally, or anything else. We'll have to see what will be.
Yeah, here's another issue too that might come up. People are going to see that he did that movie deal, so it could be that he could just come out and say, look, I did this movie. My leukemia it's there. It hasn't been. It's not. I'm dealing with it, but I'm not. I hope he says it like this: I'm not ready to return to the ring anytime soon. I will still make my presence, but I'm not ready to come back. If he does that, then I'm gonna respect the man. If he comes out and points to WrestleMania sign and he's like, "I'm going to WrestleMania," then I'm gonna scream hacks. Let's go to you, Zoe. What do you think about this whole Roman Reigns being on Monday Night Raw?
Well, I mean, for me, I do kind of feel like it's just going to be him promoting the movie. And keep in mind, he's also going to be doing a guest spot on a popular Nickelodeon show that's getting ready to air. He may be promoting that. I mean, I don't think that's a hoax. I really, really, really do not believe that's a hoax. That's just me. If he does come out there and points at the WrestleMania sign, he could just be reminiscing, and he might tell us a couple stories about how hard he fought for the championship and how hard he's fighting now. He might say, I'll be there next year. Who knows? But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and as far as him coming out there giving us an update, I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth. I'm glad they're going to let him come out there and give us an update.
All right, let's go to you, Lance Man. What do you think about this scenario going on?
Well, if he's out there and does the whole, like you said, it's either really good or he's screwed. But from my pictures and everything I've been seeing, he looks to be in pretty good condition. So I'm guessing it's going to be the chemotherapy or whatever other therapies that you do to fight this thing is taking well. And I wouldn't say he's going to be, I'm going to take on somebody so-and-so at WrestleMania. But I could definitely see something, especially because, let's face it, he said now he can do on-screen work a little bit. So I could now, as much as I'm not a big Roman fan, I could honestly see them doing something like him host
Or he could be announcing on the pre-show.
or something like that.
Sit down at the table with them.
Or something like that. And honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Because, hey, he's under contract and, well, he got to make money somehow. If Body won't let him do the actual in-ring work, why
and he misses it. It's killing it. He's missing doing this.
Yeah. Again, I'm hoping that this goes, right. I want to see it done right. I want to see him come out, do what he. Like I said, I don't like Roman Reigns. I think his talent. He needs to still work. He's been pushed totally quick, but I'm gonna give him a benefit of the doubt, and I'm hoping he does it right at Monday Night Raw. Speaking about another thing coming out, it is Hulk Hogan's biopic. It's it's a documentary type deal. It was recently announced that a biopic of WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan is in the making. The movie will be set in WWE's golden era timeline, the best timeline next to the Attitude Era, where Hogan and Eric Bischoff will be the producers of the movie and will air on Netflix. At this time, very little is known. Chris Hemsworth, who everybody should know, is Thor Terry says, James says brother.
The Avengers.
Yeah, he's Thor in the movie Avengers, which is a Marvel movie, and is set to play the Hulkster. I could see him. If he needs to put on the weight, though, needs to bulk up a bit more to fit in the role.
And hit the bronzer like the summit.
Absolutely. Now, there's no release date set. No further cast members have been announced. But Lance, I'm gonna push everybody else aside because I'm coming to you. There's a certain person that wants to be part of this movie, and he wants to play himself. Man. Go ahead, Lance.
It's the Cheeky Baby. He wants to break his Hulk Hogan back and make him humble. Even though the Cheeky Baby, they go say, Baba, you cannot walk. What are you going to... I'm a 19 AAU Olympic gold medalist. Cheeky Baby, love you, bro, but you can't walk.
That's okay. I just piss on myself. That's okay.
Again.
Rick, I'm going to toss this to you. What do you think? Now, what do you think of the biopic one and then Sheik talking about being in a movie?
First and foremost, a biopic is not necessarily synonymous with a documentary. Documentaries tend to be a little bit more matter of fact. Biopics takes a lot of liberties. As far as, the man playing his Thor, playing Hulk Hogan, he doesn't really. I mean, he's definitely athletic. He doesn't have Hulk Hogan's big, that mass. Hulk Hogan was like, 275 pounds. Like I said, he had the largest arms in the world. And let's look at him. This guy is strong, but he's very, very thin. Hulk Hogan was bulk. And while I don't deny his acting credentials or his ability to play the role, I'm not sure how that's going to look. Yep. So that's just being,
but we've seen people bulk up for movies, and I think if he actually bulks up and hits the gym, and since it's Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan working together to produce this movie,
it's steroids.
Yeah, don't say that, brother.
And them serious vitamins, brother.
Yeah, say the vitamins, the 4 horsemen vitamins. Say your prayers and your vitamins. I could see him bulk up. We've seen movies where they ask actors to bulk up for it. James in the chat room says he don't have them 24-inch pythons, brother. Again, he doesn't have them. We've seen him in Thor. He was thin. He was kind of built, which is for the Thor character. It's fine. But I think they'll tell him to put on some more weight and work out more. And if he has Hulk Hogan with him, Hogan's probably telling him how, hey, do this, brother. Get in there, and you're gonna do this. Let's go to you, Zoe. What do you think, not only of this movie or this biopic of Hogan, but also the Iron Sheik?
Meh. As long as I don't have to see the sex tape, I say more power to him. As far as the Sheik goes, I think he's getting a little bit jealous. So many of these wrestlers are coming out with their own biopics. With Paige, now Hulk Hogan. He's catching the bug. He's wanting to do one too.
Well, you know what?
Hey, Papa! I had my movie legend.
Oh, Lord,
Shut up, Nikolai.
Anyways, guys, you wanted to bring, we brought back in Chris Hemsworth character, and I remember a lot of other actors had gained weight. Tom Hanks, he's played several roles where he had to actually gain a lot of weight, and he also had to lose a lot of weight.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, if he does it right, and considering he's a professional actor, he probably could bulk up and like maybe a few extra pounds, like I'll say maybe 100, 125 pounds. And he can slim off that off soon. But there's not even a release date. We don't know if when it's coming out. We don't even know if they signed a deal with Netflix, but so far little is known.
Absolutely, and that's why I wanted to go. I was going to go back to you, Rick, on this because I wanted to definitely talk to you about it because this is not a WWE video. This is not that the WWE, because Hulk Hogan does own Hulk Hogan. Obviously, they are going to show off Hogan's videos and all that. They'll probably do like the Page thing where they'll do some stuff from pre-WWE era, maybe the AWA, but they can't do that either. Or Memphis.
Vince owns it.
Yeah, so they probably get like a couple of permissions.
From what I understand, the movie starts from when Hulk Hogan first beat the Iron Sheik, and then it's going to go all the way up to maybe a little bit past WrestleMania 3, maybe even his exit from the WCW, his exit from the WWF the first time. So it's going to be in that era while Hulk Hogan's or Hulkamania was running wild.
All right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't know the actual time frame, like what they were looking at. You know what? Let's go on something else here. Several NXT call-ups. Several NXT members debuted on Raw and then on SmackDown. The Heavy Machinery, Lacey Evans, who I like her gimmick, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Ricochet, Aleister Black, all were featured on Raw and SmackDown this week. As to who goes to what brand is not known at this time. On a side note, rumors claim that it was Vince McMahon who did the call-ups for NXT superstars. The Observer claims Vince is not happy with the current roster due to them not being superstars. I know I'm jumping ahead because this is in the bottom of that, but I'm going to jump it quick up. I'm going to say the reason that he's calling these people up personally is because the current roster, which are good people, good workers, I'm not going to deny that they're bad workers, it's just they have no star power. They don't have that Rock, Austin, Hogan, Flair. They it's like they just show up to work and that's it. They really have no. They just, for me, they don't capture my attention, and that's why I refuse to watch Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, because what am I gonna see? The same bullshit that I saw maybe on a Sunday pay-per-view. So, to me personally, I think him bringing these guys up, it's a fresh roster. I hope he doesn't do like he done for everybody else, and let's immediately give them championships, because Lord knows they gotta have a championship. Let's burn them out in a year and then toss them to the side because we already used up every storyline we can with them. I hope they have patience, and I hope they take their time, because they don't need to burn these people out. They need to build them up slowly, introduce them to the roster, have them a couple of regular matches, and then start pushing them in storylines with the right people. Rick, I'm going directly to you, because you and me watch I know I watch NXT. You watch NXT too. What do you think?
Well, as far as the actual call-ups, that was a nice hand-picked guys who came up. I'm a fan of Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. I didn't think he would ever get called up because for a long time he was getting jobbed out. And he kind of like did the Daniel Bryan thing where he was always, the underdog who just couldn't get a leg up. As far as some of the roster, the current Raw main event roster, I think the problem is it's the brand that's split, Raw and SmackDown. So, just out of all of them, you have Seth Rollins, definitely a big name. You have Daniel Bryan, again, big name. AJ Styles, and those are really the top three. A lot of wrestlers are being released, are on their way out. There's been a lot of conflicts. Dean Ambrose is on his way out. The Hardys, again, are rumored to go. I know, Kayla, I know that brings you up some hard feelings about Dean leaving, but again, Roman Reigns, we talked about earlier, he's on the shelf, possibly even retired. I mean, right now, I believe that he still wants to fight, but again, I want to continue to move on. The Hardy Boys, which we'll talk about again, they only have 10 or 11 days before the release. We talked about, there were rumors about Dolph Ziggler. He wants out. So there's so many people that are on their way out. Now, people can suggest that it has to do with All Elite Wrestling. I don't believe that's always true. I believe that WWE, they're becoming so corporate, they forgot what they started for, what it was all about. They've lost the plot.
Well, let's face it, they don't have the creative staff that they used to have. They got these, God, Lord knows, they took freaking Chris Park, who did a rip-off Kane gimmick for all his career in a dead company. Wrestling skills are nil, and this guy's producing backstage. I'm banging my head on the table. It's like, why would you bring someone like that?
Let me real quick chime in on that one. Now, I know you are no fan of Abyss as a wrestler, but you know what? Who's to say as a competitor in the back or even a trainer in the back, he might do better. Yeah. Some wrestlers are not made to be wrestlers. Others could go in the back and turn things around. But again, with a big corporate, it depends on how many liberties they're going to give him.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't, like I said, I think that here's a guy that probably blew Vince because, again, I just don't see him having that talent. Maybe he does. I remember at one time reading that he was studying to be a producer, so maybe that's the call. But I'm surprised they actually got a no talented guy. Well, what am I talking about? They got Kevin Dunn. They got other writers that don't know zilch about wrestling.
You just said Kevin Dunn and talent.
Yeah. Sheesh. Over in the HWL chat room, James says, and Rick, I'm going to go back to you real quick on this. He says, the only people with star power in the main roster is Ronda, Becky, and Lesnar. And he says WWE has bad booking. That's why people want to leave. I'm going to toss it back to you, Rick, and then we're going to go to Zoe. But go ahead, Rick.
Well, yes, when it comes to the women's roster, you absolutely. And I guess I was being just strictly with the male roster. But yeah, absolutely. A lot of the women do have some star power. They're bringing a few women up. And there are ones who do have like potential. They're working on Nikki Cross. They're also working on Liv Morgan, Mandy Rose. We talked about these names earlier, and some are like, why are these people coming up or why are these people getting pushed? Is because, again, people are leaving. The Bellas, for all intents and purposes, as far as I'm concerned, they're pretty much gone.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar, he comes and shows up whenever he wants. He has the Raw title on vacation. Not that I give a fuck as far as I'm concerned. The Raw title is just, less than the TV title.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to you, Zoe. What do you think about this situation with them bringing up these new NXT talent?
You know what? Based on what I've seen from the new NXT talent so far, wow. They have got an incredibly gifted and talented group of young men and young women that's going to be putting on shows for us. But now, a lot of the people that's getting released, a lot of them I mean, they're not necessarily even requesting it, and they're not that old. It could just be the fact that Vince is not seeing a lot out of them. If they want to keep their job and keep that money, they might want to pick up their game. I can't wait to see more out of Aleister Black, Nikki Cross, Lacey Evans. That I can't pronounce his name. CM Tampa. What it?
Yeah.
Say it
Tommaso Ciampa.
Ciampa,
Yes.
yeah.
And honestly, yeah. And those of you who did not watch SmackDown Tuesday night, Gargano and CM, whatever, were Ciampa, yeah. They were in a tag team match against Cesaro and Sheamus, and they did amazing. Now, Ciampa, he had a little bit of a botch on the turnbuckle, and all of Sheamus's weight landed on this guy's leg, which buckled underneath him. I thought for sure it was broken. He still got back in there and put on an amazing match. We've got diehard people coming up from NXT. I can't wait. I'm excited. Oh, and I just got a text message. If anybody wants to know, my sister-in-law just saw the Page movie, and she said that it was absolutely phenomenal.
All right. Let's go quickly to you, Lance. You know, we're seeing these people come up. I think there's. What's going on?
Hey, can you come back to me here in a minute? I got to take a call.
Okay. I've lost my train of thought there.
Hello?
But
we're talking about Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah,
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I gotta say this one thing from these guys and girls that make a big difference compared to the other roster. And Rick, maybe you might disagree with me, but I'm gonna say this. It is the passion. These guys in NXT have the passion. It's almost hard to look at the current roster because they're so complacent. I just want to say that I think it's the other people that are there. You know, I think personally that Vince is looking at these other folks and there's like, well, you know what? These guys right here, they have it. They want that. They have that passion for the business, and we've seen how they work. Lord knows, oh my God, we've seen some of their work, and I think that's why Vince personally called these people up, because they still have that love for the business. I'm not saying the other folks don't, but we've seen where these folks really legitimately are so complacent in the business. You know, maybe it's me, I don't know, like I said, but I think that's what I am seeing out of these folks right here. Rick, so what do you think? Is that a correct thing to say, that maybe he pulled these people up because they are more passionate?
Well, there's no doubt that they are passionate. A lot of them do have some passion. A lot of them probably also worked in indies, so for them to go to the WWE, for them, that's a huge career move. So obviously, that's in the back of the head. A lot of them are, love wrestling for the business, not always for the money. But you also, like I said before, there is so many people leaving, and I'm not even sure if it's Vince. That is a rumor, an unconfirmed rumor. So, and for Vince to support all these young guys coming up, this is a guy who didn't even like NXT to begin with, because it's really Triple H's baby. But lastly, the roster that we're seeing is slowly dissipating. So they needed that jump. They needed that new, fresh people to come up, and it will not only help WWE fans watching it, but it might also help ratings. So there's a lot of aspects to look at.
Absolutely. Zoe, I'm going to let you have to find a word on it before we talk about the releases. So what do you think about all that?
Oh, I completely agree with what Rick was just saying. And I mean, if you think about it, it may not be Vance. It's probably just a bunch of them. They all voted on who to bring up. But now, a lot of these people that are currently on the roster, we saw them whenever they first came in. They had that drive. They had that heart. They had that passion. And they got burnt out too fast on it. They went too hard too fast. And now they're comfortable where they are in the company. here's the thing. Everybody is replaceable.
There you go. All right, we're gonna go to the next part of our show, and it is releases. And again, we hinted on a couple of people, and actually, this is the HWR chat group, and I'm gonna thank both Rick and Zoe for breaking this, and some of the other members in the HWR chat room who actually broke the stories on. Who reported the stories? Let me correct myself. Who reported the stories in the chat room, and that's why it's important to join the HWR chat room on Facebook, because you get up to minute stuff going to happen. Well, as of right now, and again, we don't know exactly. Maybe these folks are being looked at for AEW. I know Ty Dillinger, who is very close with with Cody Rhodes and all that, they're interested. But as it stands right now, let's look at what we have. We have confirmed now Ty Dillinger, Hideo Itami, TJ Perkins, and the legendary horseman himself who worked the back many years, Arn Anderson, Hall of Famer. There's rumors of the Hardys. Also, they have 10 days to 11 days left in their contract. We don't know what will happen with them. But let me go real quick in it. It says, as far as these releases were, WWE did confirm it. It says for the Hardys contract expiring, Matt Hardy took to Twitter yesterday where he announced that he had only 11, now 10 days before his WWE contract expires. Jeff Hardy is also very close to his contract expiring as well. It's not known how much time Hardy Jeff has left on his contract right now. It's not clear what this legendary tag team will do and where they plan. Are they planning to leave? Are they planning to stay? Are they going to negotiate? Rick, I'm gonna say this because I'll let you read Matt Hardy's tweet, but I'm gonna say this. If anything, these guys probably want a lighter schedule because, let's face it, Matt works very stiff. Like, you could tell he's been crippled over time. Jeff is kind of like that ho-hum, okay, I'll do a high spot, but you're only going to see maybe 1 or 2 out of me.
When it comes to Jeff Hardy, excuse me.
Don't ever mention that loser's name. He ain't doing nothing for the business.
What did Jeff Hardy do to you?
Okay, hold on. Anyway, so let me get down to the Jeff Hardy still seems to have a lot of passion for the business, even when Matt Hardy, whether he was over an Impact, WWE, or what have you, he would take a lot of time off. Meanwhile, Jeff, even though they had a lot of addiction problems in the past, Jeff Hardy loved the business. He loved the high spots. He still does. Even though on interviews he says, I can't do this anymore. But as far as them, leaving the company, I don't know yet. Maybe there's still negotiations. There could be or they might want to leave and just retire. Or, like I said, part-time basis. Again, so many things we don't know what goes on in the back. We are all spitballing. And that includes, I don't care if it's your Observer, PWI, or any of the other dirt sheets. And that's exactly what it is. They're dirt sheets. Until we hear WWE or the actual wrestlers, everything should be taken with a grain of salt.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that we bring up here. It is that. It is, right now, we don't know what's happening. So we're going to wait. It's a wait and see of what is going to go on with what's happening here. Over in the HWR chat room, they said 3 people that WWE didn't use well. Ty not being used since being Stan and getting kicked by HBK.
I just kicked Stan.
TJP not used since his title reign from the Cruiserweight Classic, and Hideo Itami not used since his injury in NXT. Again, these folks, again, we see how these guys go and girls go in there. Well, mostly it's guys now that got eliminated out of this. So I don't know. This is a wait and see what happens with the Hardys now. Let's go to you, Zoe. What do you think about these releases?
I mean, the Ty Dillinger, I kind of saw that coming. Hardy Boys, yeah, I see them kind of just saying, okay, we've had a great long life in this. We've been doing this since we were teenagers. Our bodies can't handle it no more. We might take a break from in-ring competition, but I do kind of see them re-signing as working somewhere in the back, which I would be okay with, as long as we don't have another delete gimmick ever again. Ugh. But now, TJP, I forgot he was even in WWE, to tell you. That's sad.
I agree.
Hideo Atama, I forgot about him too. And I'm just wondering why Arn Anderson was released. I've not found a reason.
Considering
you know what? Let me just stick in really. As far as Arn Anderson being released, again, he's a legend. But you know what? He might want to just take the rest of his time. He's made his money and just may want to smell the flowers. You know what I mean?
And he deserves to.
Yeah, exactly. He might have asked for it. Again, in the back, nobody knows. I don't care whether they have leaks or, but until WWE makes the announcement as to why, they're not going to say. Now, when it comes to Dillinger, TJP, and the other guy, I can't even remember who he was. Hideo Itami is like injury prone. He's out half of his career with getting injuries. People disagree with me, but the facts tell. WWE did not even release as to why they were. They just said, "Yep, they're gone."
Yep.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's like, oh, they're gone. And again, I think it's because they use these guys up so fast, or they get injuries, and it's time for new blood. And they
didn't even use Ty at all, hardly.
Yeah, his thing, he was, again, I think it was the gimmick that screwed him. I think if he would have had been something else, I think he would have worked, maybe, I don't know. But Lance, what do you think about those, these guys being released and possibly maybe the Hardys leaving?
Well, when it comes to Matt and Jeff, it's like, well, first I'm surprised they had their contracts where it would expire right now instead of expiring Mania, because I think they signed their contracts at or very close to Orlando Mania.
Yeah.
So I figured they'd at least work. They might make it where they can at least work Mania and that then be done. And because let's face it, they've put their bodies through a lot.
Oh yeah.
Now on to Mr. Anderson. When it comes to Arn, he's 60, so he might want to just go on what I call wrestler retirement, and that's start just doing the signing thing, making his money that way, and sitting at home. And I hate to bring this up but it's known he might just want to sit at home and drink his beer and hang out with Nate.
Yeah, over in the HWR chat room, James says those three people who requested their release. So they the ones that requested their release. So again,
well, see, I knew Ty did. I didn't know if the others did.
Yeah, and again, I think these guys are jumping the gun. If it is for AEW, again, I'm hoping that these guys, really realize that they don't have a TV deal yet. And I'm not knocking them. I'm just saying, guys, make sure this is a right decision, because, we don't know. That nobody knows if they even have their, time slots yet. It's still an all work in progress. So I just want to point that out.
Personally, I think Hideo's going back to New Japan.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, Rick, final word on this, and we can move on?
Well, considering they wanted a request for the releases, I guess that would make sense. For the simple fact that nobody watches 205 Live. Very few people do. Hideo got a strong push, but that was kind of phased out as he injured someone, and then he was out for several months with his own injury. When he came back, there was a dark match, and again, he injured some guy. I guess he went to do a German suplex. I guess he hurt his neck or injured the guy's neck or whatever. This was I think maybe late 2017, early 2018. Don't hold me to that date. But as far as them all going over to AEW, I think that's a bad mistake for them as well as AEW. AEW should be working house shows each and every week to make their money. Now, I know this guy who's running the money or whatever, it's like a Dixie Carter scenario where he's a huge fan, but, maybe he does know a lot about football, but it doesn't necessarily mean he knows a lot about wrestling aside from being a fan. So, again, AEW needs to start doing shows. You're waiting for 3 or 4 months for them to do Double or Nothing. That, to me, makes no sense at all. Now, I want to see AEW, and I play Double or Nothing, and I plan on purchasing that wherever I have to go, whether it's an app or not. But, again, they really need to start to get that ball rolling.
Absolutely. And right now, again, folks, this is all speculation. So we are going to see where this all goes, how this happens, and basically, we want to see where AEW goes from here. Again, we don't know what is really going to happen, so we'll have to play it by ear. Personally, I talked to Johnny about this. I even brought it up to him, and I'm like, hey, you know what? If this was me, the money that these folks are spending, I would have done a whole different scenario. But it's me, and again, I know people look at it and say, well, how I would spend the money, and I would say, well, you know what? They need to focus on doing this. Like I said, hopefully they're smart enough to know what they want to do, and hopefully they carry it out properly, because wrestling is depending on these guys to come up with a better company than what we're seeing so far. And again, I hate to say it that way and put the pressure on them, but we all seen that wrestling definitely needs a fresh company. TNA let us down. Ring of Honor, I don't even see these guys doing anything, because they've been in business for so long and haven't actually accomplished anything. So I'm gonna leave it like that. So I'm gonna say with that, maybe it's just me, but I'm gonna leave it like that. All right. Well, we actually got some time. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, I was just reading over in e-wrestling news. Naomi took to Twitter about what had happened. As you know, sometime last week, her husband, Jimmy Uso, was arrested due to drunk driving. I guess apparently the car, quote unquote, reeked of booze, and he just started to argue with a police officer and this and that. He was arrested for disorderly conduct and obstruction. Rumors suggested that was Naomi who got arrested, and that was absolutely not true. She took to Twitter today and defended her. This is what she had to say. I was not ticketed. I was not drinking, leaving the lot. I was unaware that it existed. It was a one-way street. It was dark, slow, no significant traffic. I was pulled immediately, made a mistake, and I owned it. As for my husband, he's more of a man that you'll ever be, and I'll leave it at that. So, obviously, this has happened to the Usos. I believe it might have been Jimmy, where again they were pulled over for drinking and this and that. So, one could say they have a drinking problem. These guys work, countless amount of hours heavy, so sometimes they need just a drink or two to unwind. Now, I don't know if they had a bottle opened. And according to Naomi, she is making it very clear that it was dark and she went down a one-way street, which is why they were pulled over. It wasn't that they were driving recklessly. She even said, "Hey, it was my mistake." But that's that.
Well, see, but she did not address that what Jimmy did. So it's basically she got caught fucked up. She says, "Hey, you know what? Okay, I'm manning up to it. Blah blah blah. Here we are. I'm gonna take my glowing shoes and I'm gonna end it before Vince or somebody they start making it worse." But like I said, I'm not a fan of the Islanders or whatever MS-13 group. I'm not a fan. Yeah, fuck them. I'm not a fan. I think Naomi has a lot of and I say it had a lot of promise. But I think hooking up with her boy there, I think it cost her a lot, and she's just addressing the people who are actually, saying, hey, you know what, people are saying this about you. You better say some rebuttal. So I go like this. If the car smelled of booze, I want to know, did they do a toxicity report? And if she was drunk along with her husband, then I don't give a damn about what she says. You were caught. You were fucked. Now, if you're manning up for it and saying, hey, guess what? Yes, I did this. Yes, I was drunk too, and I'm sorry. Fine.
Again, it was, the only person who was arrested for obstruction, and that was Jimmy Uso. And again, when you go back to that aspect, he may have been drunk. He may have been shithouse drunk, and they got pulled over because of that. I mean, like I said, Naomi made it very clear they were not ticketed, and she was not drinking. If she was drinking, she would have been arrested. We would have seen, why wasn't her, she arrested and have her mug shut on. No, she wasn't. So that was Jimmy Uso. So as far as I'm concerned, I believe she's telling the truth 100%.
Well, time will tell, and I'm still not a fan of what they did. They give these two guys a title. Very smart, very smart.
Well, you know what? Did anybody forget about the Seth Rollins selfie? Oh. Not even a week later where he won the title?
I try to forget about that.
But you know what? The point, is... my point is, these guys are not even of the level of Seth Rollins. And I think at this point, what these guys and Naomi probably did was, hey, you know what? We're not happy here. We're going to leave. They did it for the Revival, who, let's face it, great tag team, but not in the level. They're not even the Uso level, and yet they give them a belt because, well, when they're leaving,
they are at Uso level.
Yeah,
they are the Usos.
Yeah, they're just level too.
Again, personally, I think I've always been a fan of the Usos. I know you're not a fan of the Usos for different reasons, but I think they're great competitors. I like the new gimmick. The Uso House of Penitentiary. They may be overselling it a little bit, but as their wrestling skills in the ring is top notch. They've won several titles, and they are justly deserved. They've put their time in the company. They've earned their stripes. Like them or hate them, I honestly believe they're at the level where they should be.
Yeah, over in the HWR chat room, we have James says Naomi had promises, but WWE won't give her the chance yet. Usos got the tag belts now. Oh no. And James agrees with you, Rick.
Here's the thing, though, you guys. I was right whenever I said that they would win those belts Tuesday night. What happened? Shane came out there, used his power, and we got Uso, Miz, and Shane McMahon tag title match at Fastlane. I called it. I told you. As far as the arrest goes, what do you do anytime you get caught doing something bad? You deny, and it's becoming a pattern, Jimmy. You already went once. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. This is your second.
Yep. And I can't wait for it to happen a third or fourth time because they're
her, be it her husband or her former tag partner, be it Cameron. Because if you're a partner with Naomi, you're probably getting arrested.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, she's partners now with Carmella. So
Yeah,
Carmella has her own history.
Yeah, let's go down that. Not go down that road.
Mr. Graves.
But I think, honestly, right now for this week, I think that's pretty much for the majority of the rumors.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Speaking of rumors and stuff, Terry says, so Zoe is denying she has Dean Ambrose locked up in the house? Damn right she's denying, right, Zoe?
Shut up! You're good. Shit. Fucking FBI is gonna bang on my door again.
Joe, I think that somebody broke back into the studio.
Oh, wait a minute. Security's reporting this again. Wait a minute.
Okay,
Here we can't control her. Look, there she is. There she is.
God.
She's got close to
Renee, I got news for you, sweetie. I'm a country girl. I know how to hunt. I know how to fish, and I know how to hide a body.
Well, she's Canadian, so she probably knows how to do that too.
Yeah.
Obviously not. She ain't got me yet.
She's parading that sign back and forth. Let Dean go.
She can pray to all she wants. It ain't gonna happen. Oh, snap. I just incriminated myself.
There you go. Oh, God. But again, folks, what we do is, especially here, and I'm going to say this, we talk a lot about the different talent and the directions of the company. We do these shows and we do our picks and we come very close, if not always top 100% of being correct when it comes to spoilers, and not really spoilers, but our picks and all that, because it's so everything WWE does is so predictable. And I think when you watch our show, we hope that you get entertained, you like it, because it's you folks that really keep us going, and we have a great time doing this. We got Lance and Zoe. You have Andy when he comes on, Johnny, and you have me and Rick. We're the odd couple of HWR. That's what we enjoy doing these shows for you. So keep tuning in. We do have Fastlane coming up. Rick, what day is Fastlane? By the way, I don't even remember.
I'm gonna have to check my date, but I believe it is the first or second week of next month.
March 10th.
Thank you.
So it is March then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is March, yes. That I knew, but I didn't remember the exact date.
Well,
it's the same day the time change happens, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how about that?
So, wait. So, are you telling me WWE might do a 4-hour show, and then when the time goes back, they'll be saving an hour so they can continue?
No, it goes forward. It doesn't go back.
Maybe they'll end the show early, because Lord knows.
No, I honestly, I think what's going to happen is they'll just play right through. Even when you turn the clock back and forward, they're still going to have a 3 or 4 hour show, whichever they plan on doing.
The hour goes forward at 2 in the morning that Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's still going to be right on time.
But even still, we usually see Raw end. I mean, well, not Raw, but we usually see pay-per-views end around 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Unless, of course, it's like going to end.
All right.
Well, I think we should wrap things up, guys.
Absolutely. I was about to say that. Says it's time for us to get the hell out of here because we're putting people to sleep.
Don't worry, my sword tonight will keep them awake.
Jeez. So with that, folks, I'm going to say thanks for watching HWR's Four Corner Rants. But before we go, we got to get our ads out. And this is just to show our program for everybody to watch. First of all, I'm going to do a quick shout out. BC Games and More. Join BC and Mrs. A every Tuesday night at 9:30 here on Facebook. Just do the hashtag BC Games and More. They do retro reviews of games, comics, action figures, so check them out. He is not here tonight, but, and I'm not going to even announce him, but go ahead, Zoe.
Oh, God, I hope Georgie Boy doesn't listen and get jealous, but the Uber of Westchester.
See, I love that. That
I
gets
just got a message.
George loved it too. Don't worry.
I just got a message on Skype. George is offended.
Oh no!
Yeah, because you're not.
He made me say his name in the Uber Westchester voice.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So we have that, and we also have. He's not here. Also, he is our beloved Andy, that son of a bitch, Andy from the UK. If you like shows from the UK and shows that are paranormal, the paranormal's like Most Haunted and so forth, you're gonna love Andy Stoked Haunted. So check him out as well. WWE Stoked Haunted. WWE. www.stokedhaunted.com. Check him out. Definitely, I think everybody will enjoy what Andy does. So check him out. Again, we love Andy. He's a great guy. And we hope to see him more on our product here. Also, we're going to go around the table. It is the incomparable one, Lance Moss. Lance, tell everybody about Lance Moss TV.
Well, it's at youtube.com/Lance Moss TV. Every Wednesday night, I go live on Lance Moss TV, and friends, I never know who's going to show up. And on Fridays at 12:30, I either put up a video or I do a live broadcast show, which I have no idea what the hell to name it. I just decided probably going to do that every few weeks or something like that. So it's going to be kind of a free-for-all for the people who can't make it on Wednesday nights. And hell, even those that can, come on by for round 2. Anyway, you can hit me up on Twitter. It's at Lance Moss TV.
Maybe we could call it Lunch with Lance.
There you go.
Maybe.
There you go.
Casual Friday with Lance Moss.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Zoe, tell us about KCW and what's going on in your end.
Oh, at KZW, we are Kentucky's own wrestling. Right now, we have several training spots open. If you want to come in and be a female wrestler, male wrestler, manager, referee, announcer, you name it. Get your butt down there, get a hold of KZW on their Facebook page. We will actually be live, or they will. They'll be live tomorrow in Williamsburg, Kentucky. I cannot be there due to some prior engagements. And then next weekend, we will be right back in Shopville, Kentucky, and I'll be there. If you guys are into scary stories, I go live every Friday night at 10:30 on Facebook. Go to the page, The Nightmare Vixen, and I usually give maybe 1 to 2, maybe even 3 scary stories a week in one night. However, this story that I found is so disturbing and twisted and long. I'm only going to be able to do one story tonight, so hop over there after you get done listening to HWR.
You know why she can't make it, Lance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to push it out
Be
there, but
quiet!
She knows.
Oh my God! Shut up, Dean. Hey, go on in. Get back in the closet.
Jesus. All right, and I am Joseph Scoldren Knight. You can find me on Scoldren's Realm. Just do the hashtag Scoldren's Realm. You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I go live every 11 o'clock. I try to do it as much as possible. Tonight, I will be doing an 11 o'clock run. It is my finishing Resident Evil 4, so I'm going to be doing that. Also, I am on Twitter. Check it out, at Scoldren. Another thing is as well, I have a website where we sell not only my t-shirts, but the HWR t-shirts. Lance, here's your bottle of whiskey back. It's starting to affect me.
Hey, sometimes Northern boys can't take Southern whiskey.
There you go. And that is www.scoldrensrealm.com. Finally, he puts up with us every week. We're like his spoiled children. Rick, take it away.
Well, Hardcore Wrestling Radio, if you want to hang out with us, the HWR chat room in the group section on Facebook, that's the place where you want to get all the news, rumors, and of course the live podcast. Every Monday night, I also do play-by-plays on Raw, not video streaming, just what happened in the match, my thoughts, and maybe a few picks along the way. So, if you want that and much, much more, head on over to the HWR chat room and over HWR show on YouTube, where we have all the archives, interviews from the Hall of Famers, and much, much more.
All right. And again, this is HWR's Four Corner Rants. Tune in every Friday night. We will be talking about everything happening under the sun in wrestling. We cover every pay-per-view. We don't stream the pay-per-views. You hear our live commentary, which apparently everybody enjoys. So not only check us out, check everybody else out here for their products. Support, follow, subscribe onto our different channels. That way we can keep going. And again, we will be doing something. And I wanted to bring something to you, Rick. I have an idea. I talked to Lance about this, and now that Zoe's here, and I want to get the folks that are listening in. A bowl. It's called the Battle Bowl. I will have 6 names, or should I say 8 names in a bowl. Okay. Each name will be pulled out. I'll pull out a name and make 4 teams. These teams will compete, and fans will get to vote on the teams. So we could have a Lance and Zoe team. We can have a Rick and Andy team. We can have me and Johnny, or a combination of the two to make teams. So just something for a little fun, just to have our own version of a Battle Bowl tournament, just for the hell of it. And we will see who goes to what. It is probably for the HWR tag titles that we have.
Oh my God!
No, we actually have that.
Been defended in a long damn time.
I know, and I think our HWR champions are the outsiders, so we will be doing that all over again. I wanted to bring that up and wanted to try that again because it was fun to do. So what?
Okay, so what's the Battle Bowl? How do you compete in it?
Well, what we do is I will pull names out. I will make tag teams. So it'll be 8 names in there, okay? And those names get pulled. I will be putting tag teams. So if your name is pulled, you get to team up with whoever's the next person. So let's say if I say, okay, Zoe's the team captain, I pull the next person out of this bowl. It's for Dean Ambrose's freedom, Terry says.
Oh, snap. I love it.
I will put on another name, and whoever comes out will be your tag partner. So we could do that, or we could put a mix of different names. So it could be Zoe and Dean Ambrose. We could put in wrestlers' names in there. So just a thought.
Okay, but how do you win? Like, how do you win? Or is this on a video game or what?
Nope, it's a fans vote in.
Oh, okay, so they're voting. Okay, I got you now.
Yeah, we used to do this before, and it was a lot of fun. I used to host little tournaments. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're going over in time because Zoe has to run and do her spooky story. So with that, folks, I'm going to say from the HWR crew, we will see you next week at the same time. And with that, I'm going to say, Lance?
Buy the shirts!
Buy the shirts, indeed. Are we still? Oh, yeah, we're still on. Lance, are you going to capture Renee?
No.
Please do.
I'll let Zoe handle that.
She's picketing. She's picketing out front of the studio right now.
Yeah. Come here, Renee.